The suitcase
Chea
also
suggests
to the manager that they should hide somewhere for the time
no
being.
one mentions the button.
While planning their next move,
Meanwhile,
she receives a
Yunsu
message
remains
from an unknown
unfazed by the
sender,
reports,
claiming to
remarking
know
that he had
something
thought
about
she was
Yunsu
smarter
and
than
asking
this.
to meet.
He briefly considers
Assuming it
releasing
can't be
incriminating
Park
pictures
Yunsu
of herself,
but
but
decides
decides to
to
go
go
against
and meet
the
the
sender,
sender.
relishing her suffering instead.
To her surprise, it turns out to be Gurim,
growing increasingly
when
frustrated,
she asks how he
yells
knew
at
it was
Yunsu,
her ID,
accusing
he
him
replies
of advertising
that
their
she was
existence
foolish enough to
and
use
demanding
her
that
real
he
name
stop this
on the
madness.
note. Chea
wonders why he
called
collected,
her,
pointing out that
reassures
he and
Gurim that he has
Yunsu
not
are on
made
the
any
same
mistakes.
side.
Suddenly,
Gurim
Yunsu's phone
quickly
rings.
denies being
He
aligned
answers
with
it, but his
Yunsu,
composed
telling
demeanor
her not to lump
falters
them
at the
together
voice on the other
and
end.
asserting that he
The
wants
caller
to help
asks,
her.
"What are you doing?"
Chea is skeptical of his
Yunsu addresses
motives.
the man as
Gurim
father.
explains that the button
His
is
expression
significant
visibly
because it
strained
bears
as he
Yunsu's
speaks.
mark, the
The
wolf
man
symbol,
accuses
and
Yunsu
adds that
of engaging in
Yunsu is
foolishness
unable
again,
to take action
comparing
right now
it to
due
the
to the
events from
incident
30 years ago.
He pulls out a
He
paper slip,
informs Yunsu
but
that the
this
button
time
from his shirt was found
the
with the
address
body.
listed is Yunsu's
Questioning
house.
if Yunsu is
Gurim
attempting
tells
to
her that if
expose
anyone
their
can
kind
put
to
an
the
end to
world.
Yunsu, it might be
On
her.
the other side of the phone is
Chea
a blonde
hesitates
man.
and asks
He
if Gurim
explains
is
that
also
for
a vampire
1,000 years,
and how one
their
could
kind
even
has remained
defeat
hidden
such
due to
extreme
strict
discipline.
Instead of
And he
answering,
accuses
Gurim
Yunsu of
walks
acting
away.
recklessly and
When
irrationally.
Gurim arrives home, he finds
The
that
man
Yunsu is not
pointedly
there.
asks if Yunsu
A note
is
left
causing trouble on
behind states
purpose.
that Yunsu has
Yunsu,
gone on a trip
with a
and will
nonchalant
return
tone,
when he feels
responds,
hungry.
"Who knows?"
We see
but assures
Yunsu
him
on
that he
vacation,
will handle
reflecting
these
on
two
how the
cases.
world around him keeps
The man
changing,
firmly
while he
reminds
remains the
Yunsu
same.
that hunting is
He
prohibited
finds
and
this
advises him
unchanging
to
nature
embrace a
of his
normal life,
existence deeply
adding that
annoying.
the incident from 30 years
Back
ago
in Korea, Chea
was more
arrives
than
at
enough.
Yunsu's house.
Then,
The
with
gate
a
to the
mocking
mansion
tone,
opens
the
on
man
its own
taunts
as she
Yunsu,
thinks to
asking
herself
if he
that
has
someone who
forgotten
lives
his
in
friend
such a
passed
creepy
away.
house
Yunsu
must
snaps
naturally
and
have a
angrily tells him
personality
to
like
stop,
his.
but the man continues,
Gurim
slyly
opens the gate
asking,
for her, asking
"Did he
why
hear?"
she's late.
implying Gurim might have overheard.
Chea questions
For the first
why
time,
he can't
Yunsu appears
simply
genuinely
end Yunsu
frightened.
himself.
The man presses
Gurim
further,
responds
stating
with
that he knows
vague,
exactly what Yunsu is
"I
hiding.
just can't," which
This
leaves
time,
her baffled.
Yunsu pleads with
Annoyed,
him
she
to
asks
stop,
if he at
and
least
they hang
knows
up.
how to do it.
Gurim admits he
As
doesn't,
Yunsu reflects on
frustrating
the
her
conversation
even more. He
However,
realizes that
he
Han
mentions
Chea
that
must
he
be
once saw
behind this
Yunsu kill
chaos,
another
thinking to
vampire,
himself
but doesn't
that she
remember
is
much
far
about how it
smarter than he
happened.
initially believed.
He suggests they might find
Turning
some
to
clues in
Gurim,
the house.
Yunsu
They make their
informs
way
him
to
that
Yunsu's
hunting is
study.
forbidden.
Chea
and instructs him to
speculates
deal
that
with
since
Chea,
no one is allowed inside
all
the
while
study
the tension
and
between them
Yunsu
grows
too
as they
arrogant
subtly
to
keep
hide
an eye
anything
on
in
one
overly
another.
complicated spots,
The narrative
they should
then
check
shifts
simple
to a
places
flashback
first.
from 30 years ago.
As
A
expected,
man
she
named
finds a silver
Sion
cup
is seen
tucked
knocking
away
on
in one of his
Yunsu's
drawers.
door, holding his young
Gurim
son,
exclaims,
Gurim,
"This
in
is
his
it."
arms. But before they can react
Yunsu
further, they
asks
are
Son
startled
what
by
he means
Yunsu's
by
voice.
a kid.
"I didn't know
And
we had
whether it
guests."
was
The woman they met 10 years ago.
Park
Son
Yunsu
looks at him with
and
a
his
sorrowful
piercing
gaze,
gaze
but
fell on the
says
two
nothing.
intruders as he calmly
Yunsu
asked
then
what they
notices
were
that
doing.
Son is wearing his clothes.
Chea
and
begins to
demands an
wonder if
explanation,
Yunsu
but
and
Son
Gurim
remains
had planned
silent.
this whole situation
In the present,
together.
Chea goes into hiding, but the
Yunsu
manager
reminds
remarks
her.
that they look like
She
they just
decides
got
to tell
caught
him
stealing
everything.
something. Casually,
The manager
taking the
then
silver
reveals
cup
that he
from Chea's
also has a
hand.
button with the
The
same
tension
unique
in the
pattern.
room is palpable.
Chea, with a
Surprised,
smile,
remarks
Yunsu
that she
says
couldn't
it's been
find
a
the brand
while
anywhere,
since they've had guests
and asks
offers
how
to
he
cook
came to
her a
possess
meal.
one. Chea refuses.
The manager
but he
explains
insists
that 30 years ago,
when Gurim
he
tries
was a
to
child,
intervene,
he
Yunsu cuts him
witnessed
off
a
with a
horrifying
stern look,
scene,
declaring that Chea
One
will
night,
stay
he
for
saw
the
a
meal.
man draining the blood
As they
from
move
his
to the
friend's
kitchen,
mother
Yunsu
as she
asks Chea
screamed
how
for
she
help.
finds the house. During the
She
commotion,
replies
the
that it
man
feels
dropped the
lifeless,
button, to which he
The
nonchalantly
next day,
responds,
his friend's entire
"That's the
family
point."
disappeared without
Once in
a
the
trace.
kitchen, he turns to
Realizing
Gurim
that the buttons
and
are
asks
identical,
if there's any meat
the manager
left,
concludes
or
that
if
the man he
should go
saw
catch
must be
some.
Park Yunsu.
Gurim,
Nearby,
uneasy,
Gurim overhears
wonders
the
what
conversation
kind
and
of
his face
twisted
fills with
joke
shock as he
Yunsu is
mutters,
trying to play this
"Yunsu,
time,
and
while
my
Chea
mother?"
grows increasingly terrified at the thought of what meat he might mean. Eventually, Yunsu smilingly serves the food and encourages Chea to eat. When she hesitantly asks why he isn't eating, he calmly responds, "Don't worry, I eat everything you bring me." To add to her unease, he pours her a glass of red wine. Chea refuses, but he assures her it isn't alcohol. He taunts her, saying that if she drinks it all, he'll let her leave quietly. Terrified, Chea drinks the wine in one gulp, only to realize it was just juice. Furious, she curses him under her breath as she storms out. Yunsu merely laughs at her reaction. Once Chea is gone, Gurim confronts Yunsu, asking why he returned earlier than expected. Yunsu replies that he was bored. Then his tone shifts as he coldly asks Gurim what they were doing in his study. Gurim looks deeply hurt as he stares at Yunsu and hesitantly asks if he ended his father using that silver cup.